Some thoughts on the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. Fans of both Ohio State and Michigan at one time or another have been putting down the rivalry, dismissing it. And what I mean by that is they say, "Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay that we lose, I this and that." Example. Ohio State the last 4 years sucks against Michigan. It's not good. It's not good. Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer went a combined 16-1, which is just truly outstanding, remarkable, wonderful, the best of the best, legendary. Smoked that ass, destroyed Michigan, buried them deep down in the dirt, never to be heard from again. Michigan, I don't know what that is. But now, all that hard work and progress and blood, sweat, and tears, metaphorically speaking, is gone because Ryan Day sucks against Michigan and he's pissed it away, flushed it down the toilet, never to be seen again. And it's disgustingly bad, pathetic, weak, disgusting. You can't get it done against Michigan, the most important game. Pathetic, terrible. And then you have these Ohio State fans like, well, that's okay, we won the national championship, and then and this and other stuff. It's like, no, pathetic, unacceptable. Losing to Michigan is bad. Losing to Michigan 4 years in a row is really, 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 really bad, disgusting, pathetic, weak, unacceptable. You don't do that. And all these Ohio State fans out there, they're being dorks and cringe and just, it is okay. It's okay, it's okay. We won the national championship, or, oh, I'd rather have a national championship. But no, there is no either or, because people say, "Oh, would you rather have beat Michigan or win the national championship?" That there is no either or. It's both. That is how you do it. It's been done time and time again. That is the standard at Ohio State. You kick the shit out of Michigan, you beat them, you destroy them, and then you win the national championship. That is how it's done. Big Ten championship too. So it's like Michigan, you beat Michigan, you win the Big Ten, then you go get the national championship. That's how you do it. Guys like Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer did that. No one is doubting those teams because they were the best of the best. They beat Michigan, so you're the best there. They won the Big Ten, so you're best in the Big Ten. No one's doubting you there, and you won the national championship, so no one's doubting you there. You are the best of the best. No one can doubt you. No one can rip on you. But on the unfortunate reality, yes, Ryan Day, you won a national championship, and that's very cool, but it's still kind of weak. You finished fourth in the Big Ten. You didn't win the Big Ten. So there's that. You're not the best in the Big Ten. Oregon is, even though not my Big Ten. Like, get out of here with that nonsense. Oregon, in my opinion, not a Big Ten team. Go back to the Pac-12 where you belong. West Coast teams do not belong in the Big Ten, in my opinion. I understand why they're doing it, because they want more money. They want more TV markets. I get it. But, Oregon, get out. You don't belong in the Big Ten. No West Coast schools in the Big Ten. Get out. Not my Big Ten. And then you didn't beat Michigan. So that is in itself a disgusting, pathetic failure. So, sorry, it's like, cool. yeah, you won the national championship, but it's mid. In my lifetime, it is the weakest national championship. You didn't win the Big Ten. You finished fourth in the Big Ten, and you didn't beat Michigan. So it's not good. People say, well, you won the national championship, but you're not the best in the Big Ten, and you didn't beat Michigan. People can doubt that, but they can't doubt Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer. Nope, 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 nope. Urban Meyer never lost to Michigan, and when both Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer, when they won the national championship, no one could doubt them because, like, oh, yep, you beat Michigan, you won the Big Ten, you won the national championship. You did everything right, perfectly. And all these Ohio State fans out there, like, it's okay. It's okay. We won the national championship. It's okay we lost to Michigan. Nope. Unacceptable behavior. Knock it off. It's not okay. You don't lose to Michigan. Losing to Michigan is very, very disgusting and unacceptable. You don't do it. Unacceptable because there is an asterisk, a gross asterisk that's on your season. It's a big, gross stain that will forever be there. You didn't beat Michigan. Disgusting. Not good. So, no, that's the wrong behavior. Deep down inside, you know this, that this bugs you. It bugs me that you didn't beat Michigan. How can you call that a successful season? And all these Ohio State fans are doing it's okay. We didn't beat Michigan, but it's okay. We won the national championship. Nope. That's pathetic. That is a coping mechanism, a distraction, because you know that bugs you, that you couldn't get it done. You couldn't get it done. Sad. It's both. You beat Michigan and you win the national championship. That's how you get it done. That's the best of the best. That's the correct way to do it. You don't dismiss it. Dismiss and go, it's okay. We won the national championship. It's okay we lost to Michigan. No. Weak, pathetic. Don't do that. You beat Michigan. As for some of these Michigan fans, I've seen it kind of a similar thing where it's like when Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer were just smoking that ass and just destroying Michigan again and again and again and again and consistently beating them. I saw Michigan fans on Twitter and other places it's the same thing. Like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We lost to Ohio State, and it doesn't matter, and this and other stuff. And it's like, no. In both instances, from the Ohio State fan and the Michigan fan, when they're saying that, you're only saying that because you didn't beat the respective rival. Ohio State fans, you're only saying that because you don't beat Michigan. And Michigan fans are saying that because, they didn't beat Ohio State. Both instances are stupid. You should feel a disgusting anger deep down inside you. Just shame that it brings you down. That, ew, I couldn't beat, as a Michigan fan, to be, ew, I didn't beat Ohio State, gross. Or, Ohio State, ugh, gross. I couldn't beat Michigan. Couldn't beat Michigan. Disgusting, weak, pathetic, gross, unacceptable. That is how it should feel. Not this, it's okay. We lost him. We lost to him. No. No, 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 no. Do not do that. Do not do that. You should not be doing that. And some of the Ohio State fans, not all, some of them are smart. but they're not the cringe ones and everything. But like, oh, they cheated, and they stole our signs, and Connor Stallions. It's like, okay, yeah, that was a thing. You gonna do something about it? Hmm? Oh, wait, you did. You changed your signs, and you still lost. Like, that's not the reason why you lost to Michigan. The last 4 times, Michigan has exposed a weakness that Ohio State has. When it comes to Michigan, Ohio State is weak. When it comes to Michigan, Ohio State is soft. When it comes to Michigan, they're pathetic. They can't handle physicality. They can't handle toughness when it comes to Michigan. Historically, Ohio State, Michigan is big boy football, tough football. Control the line of scrimmage. Whoever runs the ball more, gets more rushing yards, historically wins. And when you look, when Ohio State was doing good and they were smoking that ass, Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, they were pounding the ball down Michigan's throat, controlling the line of scrimmage, toughness, physicality, heart, grinding it out. You know, the 10-year war between Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler. I wasn't alive for that time period. That was way before my time. But when you read stuff about it, that's what it was. Toughness, grit. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, running the ball, control the line of scrimmage. That same toughness, that tenacity, physicality, controlling the line of scrimmage, grinding it out, pounding the ball down your throat has still continued to this day. And the last 4 times, that is what Michigan has done. Because that's what they are. They are your stereotypical Big Ten team that is historically good at running the ball and toughness and physicality, controlling the line of scrimmage, have a good defense. Historically, that is your Big Ten type of team. And games like Ohio State, Michigan, that's what gets it done. And Michigan has used that against Ohio State the last 4 times. And Ohio State has no answer to it. They can, as of right now, the last 4 times against Michigan, Ohio State cannot handle the physicality. Ohio State cannot handle the toughness against Michigan. They just sit there and take it. They let Michigan just pound the ball down their throat. No answer. But sure, I'm sure you can, throw the ball like 100 times a game. That's gonna work. Oh, last 4 times. No, wait, no, it hasn't. Like, yes, Ohio State, you have the good quarterback, and historically you have good receivers, but under Ryan Day, that has taken it to a whole new level. Receivers are now just like ridiculously good. It's just like, wow, how do they keep doing that? Just ridiculously good. You can have that, but you need to stop being a wimp, toughen up, and run the ball. Get physical, have physicality, control the line of scrimmage. You don't do those things, it will be the same exact thing again. I don't like saying that, but that's the truth. You need to toughen up, Ohio State. Run the ball. Control the line of scrimmage. Michigan, you know what? They can throw the ball too, but that's not, what they've been known for. Take away what they're really good at, running the ball, physicality, make them throw the ball. Just saying. Just throwing that one out there. You didn't, enough of this, they cheated and they stole our signs and Connor Stallions and everything. No. No, 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 no. But Michigan fans, you like to, oh, JT was short, JT was short, JT was short. Of course, JT as in former Ohio State quarterback JT Barrett, legend, stud, the best of the best, one of the best Ohio State quarterbacks ever, one of the best Ohio State quarterbacks in my lifetime, the best of the best. And they say, oh, JT was short, JT was short. And it's like, no. First down. You shut up. First down. Because you like to focus, Michigan fans, you like to focus on why that is the reason why you lost. It's the first thing you remember. And you're wrong. Who is the one that had a 17-7 lead and blew it? Michigan. Who is the one that turned the ball over 3 times? Michigan. And one of those turnovers was a pick 6. Who did that? Michigan. The second turnover, Michigan was driving the ball down the field. They get inside the 5, inside. They get right to the 5-yard line. So right there, you have a chance at minimum to get a field goal there. Maximum touchdown, but at minimum, you have a chance to get a field goal there. And Michigan fumbled the ball. So, and then Ohio State eventually scored off of that turnover as well. So that was Michigan's fault. And then another third turnover. I don't remember what that one was, but you turn the ball over again. You can't do that. And then you go back and watch that game. Ohio State's game plan for that game, 9 times out of 10, was we're just going to use JT Barrett in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be JT Barrett pass play or JT Barrett run play. And you couldn't really stop it. Like, if you know that Ohio State's just going to do JT Barrett run play, JT Barrett pass play, you know it, and you still can't stop it, well, then that's your fault. You suck. Ohio State, sure, there's other plays, too, that didn't involve JT Barrett. You hand it off to the running back, who was Curtis Samuel at the time, and there's other plays, too, but 9 times out of 10, the plays that Ohio State was doing involved JT Barrett. JT Barrett pass play, JT Barrett run play, and you still couldn't stop it. So at what point do you say, you know what, it's our fault that we lost, and not because of, JT Barrett was short when he wasn't. Just saying. I'm just throwing that one out there. Just throwing that one out there, because if you don't fumble that ball there, you get points. At minimum, you're getting a field goal. At maximum, you're getting a touchdown, and that would have made a difference in the game. But you fumble the ball, you get no points. Ohio State goes down the field, scores. You throw a pick 6, that's not going to help. You had a 17-7 lead, and you blew that. So, Michigan fans, you're not going to win a game when you blow a 17-7 lead. You're not going to win a game when you have 3 turnovers. You're not going to win a game when one of those turnovers is a pick 6. You're not going to win a game when one of those turnovers is you're driving the ball down the field, you get to the 5-yard line and you fumble, and you pissed away an opportunity to get points, so you're not going to win that. And then you're not going to win when 9 times out of 10 that Ohio State's going to do a JT Barrett play, pass, or run, and you can't stop it. Sorry, you're not going to win when you do those things. You're just not. And for you to focus on, JT was short, like, no, we're not doing that. Just stop. You had your chances to put it away. You couldn't get it done. You had dumb mistakes that cost you the game. Now, Ohio State, they had some dumb mistakes too that almost cost them the game. They missed 2 field goals, which is why, that whole JT Barrett short thing happened, because Urban Meyer, was kind of fourth down, and Ohio State was in scoring position. They could have kicked the field goal to win it, but he didn't do it because he knew that, okay, well, my kickers missed 2 field goals, and I guess he made the decision that I can't trust you, so we're going to go for it, which is a ballsy move, because if you don't get it, you lose, and you're essentially passing up an opportunity to get points and win. In the end, it worked out for Ohio State, but oh God, that could have backfired. That was kind of ballsy. And then another dumb mistake that almost cost Ohio State the game is that Ohio State is backed up in their own 20, and they get stopped on third down. It's fourth down, and you're deep in your own territory, and that's a situation where, okay, you punt. That's the smart thing to do, because you don't want to give the other team good field position if you don't get it. Well, I still hate it to this day. This is not a very smart moment by Urban Meyer there, but he goes for it and tries to do a fake punt, and he gets stopped, and then he gives Michigan good field position, and then Michigan scores. Like, that was a dumb mistake that almost cost Ohio State. Fortunately, it didn't cost them. So, I'm sorry. No, you didn't lose because JT is short. You lost because you blew a 17-7 lead. You turned the ball over 3 times. One of them was a pick 6. You turned the ball over inside the 5-yard line. Blew away a chance to score. You pissed it away. And then JT Barrett, 9 times out of 10, you knew Ohio State was going to do a JT Barrett play, passing or running, and you couldn't get it done. So no. So that's why you lose, not because, oh, JT was short. No. And another thing, for some of you Ohio State fans out there, because I see it on Twitter, I see it in other places too, where like, it's okay, we lost to Michigan, or it doesn't matter as much anymore. Well, that's a stupid, pathetic attitude. But if you're going to have that attitude, then you're going to start calling Michigan, Michigan. And you're not going to have this, borderline scared obsession of the letter M and crossing it out with an X. And you're going to call Michigan, Michigan, and you're not going to, instead of that team up north. Because if it really doesn't matter that much, why are you putting all this effort into it? Why are you not saying Michigan and calling them that team up north? Why are you crossing out an M with an X? And Ohio State, well, both schools, Ohio State and Michigan, they have a clock that's a countdown until they play each other. Michigan has a saying like, what are you going to do to beat Ohio State today? When Urban Meyer was at Ohio State, it was, oh, what are you going to do to beat Michigan? Every day. I don't know if it's like that with Ryan Day. I would assume it is, but, I don't know. Oh, and then the week of the Ohio State-Michigan game, Ohio State has a player wear a helmet that looks like a Michigan helmet. They take an Ohio State helmet, and it's like basically like duct tape, blue duct tape, and then they tape up the helmet with blue duct tape, and then they put yellow like tape. Well, it looks like some sort of tape on it, and they make it look like a Michigan football helmet. Where it's blue, the winged helmet where it's like blue, and it's got like the yellow winged stripes on it. Like this. They make an Ohio State player wear that. Okay. Then you have at Ohio State, oh no, blue's a bad color. Don't wear blue. Don't wear blue. And then, of course, at Ohio, Michigan, because I've seen this sign. Obviously, they have two rivals. They have Michigan and no, I'm sorry, they have Ohio State and Michigan State. So there's a sign there that says no green for Michigan State and no red. So Ohio State. So no red, no green. So don't wear Ohio State and Michigan stuff because red and green. So Ohio State fans, if it's really not that big of an issue, if it doesn't really matter anymore, then no more crossing out M's with an X, no more, just countdown clock until the game, Michigan, no more calling it the game, because that's not a thing. Because it's the game, hype, excitement, the best rivalry in college football, which it is. But if you're doing you're doing all this stuff, and if it's not that important, well, then stop calling it the game. It's just Ohio State, Michigan. Whatever. Stop calling. If you're going to do that, then stop calling Michigan that state of North. Just call them Michigan. So, but no, but you're doing that. But you shouldn't do that because Ohio State, Michigan means something. It is the best of the best. It is the game, the rivalry, the best in college football. You should not be doing that stuff. Or you think it's okay, this and that. No. It's awesome. Don't diminish it. Also, if it's really not that big of an issue anymore, I want some of you people that like Ohio State and the Blue Jackets to knock it off when the Blue Jackets have a Michigan player, and don't freak out at him like, why do the Blue Jackets get a Michigan guy? Like, nope, we're not doing that. And then the last 3 times, you've had, well, actually, no, that last 2 times, you've had Zach Wierenski show support for Michigan after a Blue Jackets game the week of Ohio State, Michigan when they won. They beat the Blackhawks 7-3. And Zach Wierenski showed, in a joking way, show support for Michigan. And then the following year, it's the day before Ohio State, Michigan, and the Blue Jackets beat the Calgary Flames 5-2. And Adam Fantilli's one of the 3 stars of the game, and he, in a joking way, show support for Michigan by saying, "Thank you very much. I love Ohio, but go blue tomorrow." And then people boo him in a joking way. But still, if you're not, you say, "Oh, that doesn't matter," then you're not gonna boo him because he showed support for Michigan. Now, granted, those are very small people within the Blue Jackets fan base, because most people within the Blue Jackets fan base are smart enough to understand that the whole Ohio State Michigan thing does not really have anything to do with the Blue Jackets. They're able to understand and separate their Ohio State fandom and anti-Michigan bias away from the Blue Jackets and understand that that's a totally different thing. It has nothing to do with that. So that's most people. So if it doesn't really matter that much, then no more. I know I'm repeating myself here, but if it really doesn't matter that much, then no more calling Michigan that state up north. No more crossing out the M with an X, and no more having an Ohio State football player wearing a helmet that looks like a Michigan helmet. No more countdown clock until how many days until you play Michigan. If it really doesn't matter, but it does matter. So I guess just to wrap this up here, because I've been kind of going on a little long rant here. But to wrap this up, um, Ohio State and Michigan fans, both of you, you need to knock it off. Do not downplay the rivalry. Do not diminish it. Not everyone does this. There's both Ohio State and Michigan fans that I've seen on Twitter that don't do that. They understand the rivalry and the importance of it. Not everyone is diminishing it, but to the Ohio State, Michigan, to the Ohio State and Michigan fans that are diminishing it and bringing it down and saying, it's okay, it doesn't matter as much anymore. It's okay if we lose to Ohio State, or it's okay if we lose to Michigan. Nope, don't do that. Do not bring it down. Do not diminish it, because it is the best of the best. Ohio State is the best of the best. Ohio State, Michigan is the game, the best rivalry in college football. And maybe this is the time that Ohio State stops losing to Michigan, because that needs to happen. I'm not taking another loss to Michigan. Losing to Michigan 5 years in a row would be disgustingly bad, horrible, wrong, pathetic, unacceptable. I do not want that. So, Ryan Day, please get it done. No more losing to Michigan. Get it done. Beat Michigan. Be like Jim Tressel. Be like Urban Meyer and beat Michigan. Be like Urban Meyer, who went 7-0, destroyed Michigan, smoked that ass, and never lost to Michigan. That is what I want. Ryan Day, be like Urban Meyer and never lose to Michigan. OHIO, go Bucks. Go Buckeyes. Let's go Ohio State.